Hi, my name is Dawson Carpenter. I graduated from Sulphur Springs High School, and I'm attending Texas A&M University, pursuing an engineering degree. Gig 'em. I never viewed it as a small town, like a small community, but really within the schools, everyone knew everyone for the most part, so it was great to have that community. I tried to be involved in a lot of things, so I had a lot of different friend groups. I tried to kind of bounce around, not really stay within one circle. Like I said earlier, I tried to be involved in as many things as I could growing up, and they always made it a point to be present. They were always there, whether it could be, obviously I had two other brothers, so they had to kind of split time, but they made sure someone was always there. And so that was really, that meant a lot to me growing up, and I don't think I realized that until kind of my last couple years in high school when it really got busy. But they always made a point to make sure that I knew that they cared, that they were always going to be there for me. And they just, they've been working since right out of high school themselves, and they've worked hard as anybody I've ever met to get to where they are today. So that's always been something I've really looked up to as well. I always loved to read when I was younger. Even like starting in kindergarten, I was trying to pick up chapter books, stuff like that. And I had really good teachers that kind of encouraged it. So they pushed me to really try to do whatever I could. And as far as like, I was always one, I love just competition. So when it came to end of year awards and stuff, even second grade, I was always like, I've got to win that, I've got to win that. So that just always motivated me to try to be better than the person that's sitting next to me and just push myself instead of competing with myself, compete with others around me as well as myself to try to, I guess, be the best person I could be during the time that I had back home. I had actually met Robin a little bit before that. We were on a committee together, and so I got to meet her and get a little bit closer to her and talk about the scholarship. So it was really cool to see her when she did come speak at the high school in the gym to everyone and kind of reiterate and re-explain some of the things we'd already gone over. So getting to hear all those things more than once, that was really cool for me to kind of cement that I really wanted to apply for this scholarship. It sounded like it was right for me. Oh, I walked in. I actually sat down and talked to Robin for a few minutes before I went in, which kind of helped to calm me down a little bit, which was very nice. I needed that. And I went in, and I mean, it seemed more like a conversation than anything, which is, I really appreciate an interview that ends up going like that. People that are willing to just talk instead of, it feels like somebody asking questions from across the table. It's more like you're just kind of having a conversation. I felt like it went well. I did. I was really crossing my fingers that they felt the same way, but yeah, it felt great. My biology teacher was running late, I guess, for class, so she hadn't even made it in there yet, and Mr. Driver comes and knocks on the door. Someone opens it, and he just peeks in and points at me, and he goes, "You, come on." And I was like, oh, great. What could this be about, right? And so I walk out of the door, and he's like, "So they need you to help move something in the library." I'm like, out of all people to ask, I'm on the other end of the school, like, what's that about? And so I walk in, and the first person I see is my biology teacher that didn't show up to class because she, I guess, caught wind and wanted to be there for it. So that was really cool. But I walked in, saw everybody, and it was just, honestly, it's hard to remember what happened exactly after that, just joy. I don't want to say it did immediately, but after I kind of stayed and waited for others to come in to see who all got it from Sulphur Springs, and we all talked for a little bit. And then as we were going to leave, I went to the bathroom in the library and called my mom and to tell her, and I was like, "You can't tell anybody, blah blah blah," and she started crying on the phone. And so that kind of got to me, and I started to realize like just how big of a deal it was. I think I would have gone to Alabama actually had I not been blessed with this scholarship. This made A&M a realistic option for me, and as far as affordability. So had it not been for that, I probably would be in Tuscaloosa right now. Well, how A&M works is the first year you have to go through general engineering. So everyone takes the same classes. You're not technically in an engineering major yet. You're just a general engineer. And then you, at the end of your first year, or once you get those first core classes done. You apply through an entry to a major is what they call it, ETAM, and you apply to your specific major. You pref at least 4 or at least 3 majors, and the system they use is you have a 3.75 GPA, you automatically get admitted into whatever your first choice is. After that, they go to a holistic review if you don't have that GPA. And so there's no guarantee for what you're gonna have unless you have that GPA. So it's pushing me to think that maybe my future lies within the computer science realm. I haven't made a final decision on that yet, so you heard it here first. But it's definitely something that I'm gonna have to think about until I submit that application. So, well, as I mentioned earlier, I love the community that I come from, and just things like this that stem from that type community, it's amazing to see. And more than anything, I want to be a part of this organization in the future, and any others that may come up, any other way that I can help the youth of the future, as I've been blessed with this. I very much plan to leave my mark on Hawkins County, for sure.